Welcome to the day 22 class. Welcome to all people. Very good, nice. Waiting for the today's session. Manjula, fine. Yeah. Manavallan, good evening. Manjula, good evening. Sumati, good evening. Sadhguru, good evening. Balkumar, good evening. Shruti, good evening. Yeah, I'm listening new names also here today. Jayashree, good evening. Joseph, good evening. So these are the regular people. Yeah, hi, good evening to everyone. Welcome to the day 22 class. Manmeet, yeah, hi, Manmeet, good evening. Good evening to everyone. Welcome to the day 22 class. Hope you can listen my voice properly. Hope we will blast the session. Good evening to all. Welcome to the session. Vidya Kalyani, good evening, ma'am. Bhola, good evening. Omkar, good evening. Shiva, good evening. Manjula, good evening. Happy evening. Yeah, happy evening. Good evening to all. Welcome to the day 22 session. Hope successfully within 2 days we'll complete the week 3. Then we will enter to the week 4. That is the final week. You can see big applications compare with the basic applications. Hope my voice is audible. Everything will be clear, I'm thinking. Having any disturbances, please try to give the message in chat box. Very good evening to all people. Once again. Good evening to all. Please check with the voice mode. That is very important.
Please check with the voice note. AICTE, good evening. Tamil friends, good evening. Fine. Kumar, good evening. Expecting more messages, we'll see. Yeah, Alam Khan, good evening. Good evening to all. Very good evening to all people. Welcome to the day 22 session. Audible one. Yeah, fine. Thank you. Thanks for your responses. Okay, fine, AJ. Thank you. So like that, having any disturbance, everything we can check it, okay, daily. So because without a voice it's not possible to speak, to get the answer in a proper way. Okay, very good evening to everyone. Yeah, fine. Thank you, Alam Khan sir. Good evening all. And today we have to go through with the writer assistant based we should do. Bharat sir, good evening. Good evening all. Welcome to the day 22 session. Okay, later we can see the remaining messages. Then we will start the session for today. Hope you can listen everything is properly. Yeah, let us start the session for today. So we have entered Prompt Engineering Masterclass day 22 with AI story writing assistant with the prompting based structure of the prompting based means the prompt engineering we have to use for it. So we are at week 3, day 22. So that will be about AI story writing assistant we have to discuss today. And coming to the next week, we are just going through the big applications. You can see the real world type of applications finally at the end of the time mostly. So welcome to the day 22 session, AI story writing based. So now today we are discussing about the AI story writing assistant. Okay, so what is the meaning of the story writing? So for example, if I am giving some particular requirements, some particular questions to you, so based on that you have to generate some a story writer we have to do. So for example, in a school days we can see some essay writing formats, right? So that is about what normal story writing process only. They'll give main objective of the concept, right? So based on the concept of the objective, we have to prepare our AI assistant. We have to prepare our story, right? So that is about what the story we are creating ourselves because of the main objective of that particular requirement, right? So in a same manner, if you want to ask anything in a virtual manner, in a assistant manner, so we are having the AI assistant. So what it can do means you have to give some basic informations. It can try to generate anything for you. So that is about that maybe GPT it can generate, Gemini it can generate, Copilot it can generate. So any type of assistance what we are having in a present days, whatever you're trying to enter in a prompt, anywhere you can get the information like that. So now we are just going through the introduction of AI writing assistant. So writing assistant means what? So we have to give some inputs with a different type of instructions, with a different type of context, and based on that parameters of the LLM like temperature and stop sequences and all, everything we have to give. So based on that it can try to prepare our story based on our instructions. The instructions or objective is very important. So that because of that only you'll get the main better generated story, right? So that purpose we have to use. And coming to the introduction, an AI tool that crafts the stories by guiding the style and structure of the prompts. So what are you having the different type of the structure of the prompts, based on that and by the guidance means whatever you're trying to give the instructions. Maybe we can take here instructional based prompt, we can select the type of the prompt. Otherwise you can select some conditional based also. Okay, so here I have given example purpose, that is the main motto of the concept story writing. That purpose I can use anything, but it should be with the instruction format and should be structure format. That purpose we have to go to create a story writing because of the AI process, means a prompt based. So here I am taking why we should take this story writer. So why we want to take the story writer generator, what is the main motto of this one, what you can do with this. So my main motto of the thing is I just want to generate the story based on the main instructions and all. Okay, you're generating the story. Why you want to generate the story exactly? Having any requirement with that? Yes, we have. So that we can say it as a writers often a struggle with the maintaining of the consistent tone and the structure, then it can give the support. It's not possible to give 100% satisfactory, but it can try to give the better sentence formation here without getting any struggles. So that purpose we have to use this a story based assistant generation by using of this a prompt engineering with the AI. So now what will be the problem statement? Okay, we are telling about the requirement, that's okay, fine, but what will be the problem statement? What is exactly problem statement? So we should know. So that I am taking to here for the purpose of a problem, how we are facing the situation of the problems in real world. You can see that particular problem. So what is that? So create a block and disorganized storytelling limit writing the quality. So means what? If you are taking normal assistants, even before going to the taking of this prompt engineering, we are having normal small assistants will be there. There you are asking anything, then it can try to generate, but it can't give a better organized sentence, and the storytelling also it will be very less limit only. So these type of problems you are getting, okay. So you're even the person also want to write, they can't write more, they'll take too much of time, right? So but if the requirements or some particular suggestions you are giving to the system, then definitely it will work for the purpose of that particular area. That is the main motto of this problem statement. So to reduce this problem, to get our objective of the information, we have to follow some steps. That is only we have to go through with the selective type of the prompt, selective type of the GenAI LLM models. So that purpose here, the main motto of the concept I am saying, assist writers in generating coherent and style stories efficiently. Because of this prompt engineering, you can try to generate better style information, I mean better stylings, and as well as you can generate effective sentence formation and for the generating of the story assistant. Okay, you're coming to the story assistant, fine, but how you will get the story assistant in a better format to generate the better sentence formation? What will be the architecture for it? So everywhere the architecture or the flow chart are the very important. Without planning, so by only thinking of the objective is not possible to complete to reduce the problem of the problem statement. If you want to reduce the problem statement, you should have some particular objective, some idea you should have, but that idea you have to apply based on the plan based of architecture only. Otherwise you can say it as a planning or system architecture, or you can say it as a flow chart process. However you want to go, follow one by one the steps also you can follow here. So that much of importance will be there for this architecture. Without architecture is not possible to generate anything, because we are just having the objective also, that is not enough to build the generating of story generator here. So that purpose we have to follow this system architecture. So what is the first one? So you have to take some user interface, you have to take some particular user interface. In that you have to ask some particular question with the different type of instructions, and what is your objective of the story generator purpose, and what requirements you are having, some inputs you have to give in a user interface. After that, so what it can do, a story writing assistant, it can try to build and it can generate the story. But how is it possible? Is it possible only entering the input in a user interface? Are you getting directly, or you are having any background information? So what will be the background information? So if you are entering something on a prompt, then you have to select a different type of the prompt. The selective prompt you have to take. After taking that selective prompt, that prompt you have to combine with the generative of LLM models to get the story sentence formation. So that purpose you have to follow these particular things. So whenever you're trying to enter something in a user interface, means the prompt, then after that it can't generate directly, and definitely in a background whatever you're trying to enter in a prompt, that sentence or some particular text whatever you are entering, the text definitely should apply to the natural language processing. After applying, that enhanced information will go to this particular area along with the transformers, then it can generate something and it can try to generate the output story. So that is the main architecture of this particular concept. So like that we have to follow. So without taking any of the steps is not possible to complete our requirement. So coming to the next, the main conclusion and future scope of the concept. What is the main conclusion and future scope of the concept? Yeah, we have done this process with the system architecture. So based on the system architecture, we have to follow the coding part and we should get the output. That's okay, fine. But so what you're expecting in a future, like what it can do, what you can do for this particular story assistant generator means. So actually the main motto of the concept is we have to generate the story generator because of giving some inputs like this, because of using different type of AI generative LLM models. After completion, so maybe in a future I can enhance this particular information as like exactly with the fully of generating process like a human being. Like that I can say something about the future enhancement process. So now you have to start the task whatever you're trying to build here or purpose, you have to follow this particular area. So if you want to take this particular task, then you can say it as today our use case of the application is AI story writing generator. Means we have to generate the story based on your particular inputs. That is only we are telling here. Our application will be AI story generator, whatever you're trying to take. So now I just want to tell some particular notepad steps to follow this particular thing. Yes ma'am, we have already discussed about the architecture, but if you are taking the architecture also, that architecture how you are keeping for the coding part, we should know that we can discuss here with the notepad what you are having exactly. Here we can discuss it. So now here I am taking today our use case will be, so today use case I am taking, so today my use case will be AI story writing generator using prompt engineering. So this we have to follow. What is the main first step? So I just want to start for my coding part, install required libraries. So we have to start here. And coming to the next step, after installing of particular libraries, we have to import the particular required libraries, because you are doing the coding part, and definitely after installation you have to do the importing of required, what are you having the libraries you have to follow. That is very important. Without importing of libraries you can't write up the code, because small applications you can write up the code, but when you are going to the purpose of this particular application, definitely you have to follow that particular step. So that is only we are trying to give here the second step. Now coming to the third step, load required type of prompt with selective AI, or we can call it as Gen AI LLM model. Why you want to say always LLM? I can take any of other models. Yes, you can take any of other models, but here we are trying to work on a text based, right? If you want to go through with the text based anything, definitely we have to follow the large language models only. That's why when I told about the generative AI, at the time I told text to image generation you have to use some particular models, image to text we have to use some particular models, and as well as if you want to use image to image also you are having, text based any generation you are doing, definitely you have to follow that name as large language models. That's why we have to give here properly with the LLM model. That maybe you can take that LLM models from the transformers, from the OpenAI, or from any other type of the options. That is your requirement. That's not mandatory you want to take only transformers and all. We can follow any of other one. So now we have to go with the next step. So here after loading a selective models, we have to go through with the retrain of selective models. What you are having the models, that models you have to take here, and you have to go through with the retraining of the selective models what you are having exactly. So after doing the retraining process, then you can start your input process. Enter your input in prompt of user interface. So what are you having the prompt with a particular designing of the user interface, there you have to enter your input. That may be text with some particular instructions, anything you can follow there. So now after entering, then take input text to NLP to enhance input. NLP to enhance input. You have to follow like this. So coming to the next step, okay, I am taking the input, I am just doing the enhanced input. Then later what I want to do, I just want to take the next step, give your enhanced input to models, then it can try to give your output as generated story generated story. So like that you have to follow some particular steps. If you follow like this, definitely you will get the better process to design the coding, to design the story generation process by using of the prompt engineering. So you have to follow these particular steps, otherwise it's not possible to get the better information as per requirement. So now I am just following those particular things with my coding part. So here I am just following. Okay, so I'm just trying to follow here my coding part. First, I want to do the installation of the libraries. First, what I want to do, I just want to go through with the installation of the library. Okay. Here you can say first you have to install the library. What you are doing the installation of the libraries? So you are taking install Gradio for the user interface, transformer process for the purpose of the loading of the model, accelerating for the purpose of the accelerating, safe tensors means is nothing but a safe tensor based we have to take. That are my requirements. After completion of this particular requirement, I am just importing my libraries. So how to import my libraries? We know importing of Gradio as ER means for the Gradio we are giving the shortcut name, and from the transformers. So daily I am just taking only pipelining process. Today, yesterday we have taken tokenizer part and head model something. Today also we are trying to do in the same manner. From the transformers, I am just taking auto model for casual LLM and auto tokenizer for tokenization purpose. Pipelining I am taking to do the pipelining process. Okay, what it can do? Pre-trained model, whatever you having it can take. And coming to the next one as set as seeding. So at the end of the time we are taking setting as seeding. So what is the meaning of the seed means? If you are taking some any model, how you want to train the model, and if you are giving the seeding value, then it can retrain your model or it can give the prediction of the output for the testing very nicely. That purpose you have to take. Next one is import torch, means you have to import the torch library. Okay, so now coming to the next step. So I'm just following the next step what I'm having with me. So I'm taking here after importing the libraries. Hope you can listen the voice. Audible. So after importing the libraries, I want to load my model. Here I am taking my model is GPT-2 medium model. I am taking GPT-2 medium model. So here in a GPT-2 you are having many models, GPT-2, GPT medium, GPT large, GPT extra large, like that. Okay, so here we are taking now GPT-2 model we are taking. Okay, so these GPT-2 model will work here for the purpose of our concept. Okay, so then later what we are doing, the tokenizer I am just giving. So simply first I have loaded my model. After loading my model, that I am taking to the tokenizer. Then later model for casual LM also I am applying to get the better performance. That's it. So that purpose here what I am doing means tokenizer is equal to, so auto tokenizer. So it can work for the tokenization purpose. You can see. So we can't take it directly. Definitely you have to take from the transformer model only. So that much of importance will be there with the auto tokenizer or tokenizer from the transformer model. Definitely you have to take it. Okay, so after completion, so pre-trained model, you can see here I am giving tokenizer is equal to auto tokenizer from pre-trained of model. Means what are you having the pre-trained model of the GPT-2 that you are taking and you are checking with the tokenizers. Then later you are taking the head model, and finally the retrained model will be, after loading of your model, retrained model will be safely stored into the variable of modal variable. Now what I want to do, text generation pipelining process. What is the meaning of the pipelining? After loading the model, entire thing you have to generate properly to do the text generation of something whatever you want to do in a future. Means for the story generator purpose. That purpose I am taking here, text gen is equal to pipelining of my selective prompt, type of prompt. I am taking here text generation type of prompt, and I am taking my LLM model, and tokenizer I am taking, and here I am taking device. So here in a device I am checking if torch kuda is available, or else -1 is nothing but what I am checking with my what I am taking my setup here for the purpose of the CPU or GPU environments. So whether it will be available or not I am checking. Based on that I have to go, and based on that I am giving the seed 42. So till now installation completed, importing completed, loading model and retraining the model, and arrangement of the pipelining process completed. Now I am taking here the next further requirements to do the generation purpose. So here I am taking prompt builder. So if you want to take the particular prompt, what will be there in inside? So that purpose, genre based, tone based, some structure, age based, like there's some particular requirement I am giving. So these requirements I have to select in my particular prompt. So I'm taking first one genre, tone, next POV, struct, age and length. Like that I have selected. So means how much length you need of your particular generated of the sentence, that will be based on the age also, and the structure you need, how you need the structure, exactly the generation of the story how you need, and which type of tone you need, and which type of genre based you need. Like that I'm just taking some particular prompt based requirements. After that I'm taking some styling of the emojis. So based on your requirement of the selective of the thing, it can try to generate some particular the storyteller based, it can try to take some particular emojis. So fantasy based, sci-fi based, and mystery based, romance, horror. So which type of the adventure based, so slice of life, which type of generating story you need, based on that it can try to take the style of emojis. Coming to the next one as templates I'm taking. So here I am taking some templates that will be based on the requirements I am taking. The templates I am taking based on my requirement. So after taking that particular templates, now I want to generate the defining function. You have taken till now installation, importing, loading models and requirement for the prompt. That's it. Now you have to start your coding part for the main requirement. What is it? You have to enter the input, you should get the output by taking of the selective prompt and as well as LLM model in middle. Third requirement I am taking here as like a defining function. Why always we are taking the defining function? Directly I can take my programming part, I can build it, but continuously you have to take, or sometimes you have to use this particular requirement. Definitely we have to follow the defining function, because wherever you need, there you can call that particular defining function, then it will work for you. That purpose we have to follow this defining of generate story. So that purpose I'm just taking here one particular defining function as define generate the story. So if you want to generate the story, what you need, the requirements, idea you need, because the main of thought is very important to generate the story, genre, which type of the information you need, and tone, how you need, POV, structure, age, length of key and beats. So whatever you need, the requirements, everything you have to follow, because you have to select all those things, right? Based on that only is possible to generate. For example, I am asking just to tell about the story of the human being. Like that, if I am asking means it can tell anything, but I want to give some particular requirements. Tell the story of the human being when he is getting the struggles, and on a which place he is getting the struggles, like study purpose or something like that. I am giving some particular instructions, everything means it can try to generate the story very nicely. That purpose you have to follow some particular inputs, that is very important. If here I am giving one defining function, in that particular defining function I am taking one if statement. What is that? If not idea, a character faces surprising the change and must taking the hard choice. So just we are creating the idea. If doesn't have any idea, automatically it can take the idea, it can try to build it. Next, prompt I'm building. So in that particular prompt you can see what we are doing. So here we have created the prompt like that. So what will be there in a particular prompt? The entire content will be converted into the lower, and what are your entering your input details. Based on that, it can set up everything, it can create the better prompt for you. Then later, so it can arrange the full text to you. After that, the text generation of the output it can do based on your inputs along with the LLM parameters. You can see I'm taking here top P 0.92 and the repetition of penalty is 1.15. Temperature I am taking 0.9, and next one I am taking tokenization part and do sample. What is the meaning of these particular things? If you want to generate some particular text also, you are giving some LLM parameters however you need, then it will be worthable for you to give the better output answer to you. Okay, so that purpose here I am just taking the LLM parameters whatever you need. After completion of that, then it can return to the output, then it will show the output. Now I am just going through the rewrite of the prompt. If I want to do any rewrite, then you can do that. Purpose I am just following some particular requirements. Here I am just following some particular requirements. Define rewrite text. If not text strip, please paste your text, and now it's trying to ask, then you have to generate like this. So after completion of this entire formation, you have to take the CS designing part. So this is the entire process, and finally you have to go through with the user interface process. So here you are having the user interface. Till now we have done installation, importing and defining functions however you need. Now I am just going through with the user interface what I need for the purpose of my requirement. So I am taking here the block with the different type of CSing styles what I have given, and I am giving heading as some particular heading. Okay, so after giving the heading, I am just trying to take some particular tabs and text box to enter the text box, and after that I am giving gr.drop down, means here it will show different type of genres whatever you need. For example, you have entered your text, but the text how you need the instructions, and you have to follow everything, right, based on the age, based on the genre, based on the requirement, everything whatever we have given at starting time, right? These requirements you have to select after entering of your input text. That is only the drop down. After completion, then you given the input text and you have selected these all those requirements, then you have to click on the button. Then you are clicking on the button of the generate. You can try to generate your particular story generation. After completion, where you can see the output, means you can see the output at the end of the time what you are having the output text box. So this is the overall process what we are having exactly. So let us see again the particular process. First you have to install the libraries, then later you should import, then you should import the loading of models along with the tokenizer and auto model. Then later you have to take the pipe generation process, pipelining process, then input requirements whatever you need you have to follow, then style of emojis you have to follow. After completion, templates also you have to follow. Then completion of that, you have to create two generative defining functions that will be generating of the story and later generating of the text. Rewrite the text you have to follow, and later you have to follow the user interface designing. Now if you want to run the program, what you want to do, go and click on the runtime. Here you are having the manage sessions. Just remove what you are having the sessions, 4.95 GB taken. So I am just doing the terminate here. Now I can see I can start my execution process. Now I am starting the execution process. Now you can see the output result. If you are executing the code, definitely what it happened. First it can try to do the installation of the libraries. Later it can load all retrained model files, .json, .txt, every model what you are having, everything it can load. After completion only it can show the user interface. So let us wait for the output, then we will start the execution process here. Just wait for some time, we can see the output process. So that is about the AI story generator what we having. So we just want to follow that one. In between we'll see some particular messages. Sangeeta, good evening, I'm seeing. So Ponam Nandan, good evening. Nehalia, good evening. Amnit Kaur, good evening. Just wait for the result, then we can see the result part. So if you are doing the execution, the installation process of libraries, it will show. After completion of the installation, then what is the next step after completion of the installation of the libraries? Definitely it will show the option of loading of all model files. After completion, you can see the final user interface what you are having exactly here. That you have to follow. Just wait for the result, then we can see the output results. So we can see the output result purpose, then just we can wait for the output results. So it's taking much time. I'll just restart it again. So I'll go through with this every process. Just we can see the output process for the AI story generator purpose. Okay, just you can see the output results what we are doing here. So first, if you are doing the execution, the importing installation of libraries it will take. After completion of the installing of the libraries only, then it can start the loading of your models. Finally, it can show the user interface. So that is a process what we are following. Actually, we are taking extra libraries. That purpose is taking that much of time to load all those things. Then we can wait for some particular requirement here. So no need to worry, just wait for some time, then you can see the output results. Okay, just wait for some particular time, then you can see the output results. So definitely you can see the results of the output here. So actually we are having more libraries, that's why it's taking the time. Just wait for some time, then you can see the output results. So it's trying to take time to load all model files what you're having exactly. The purpose only taking this much of time. Then at the end of the time you can see the output results for it. Just wait for some time, then we can see the output results for it. So in between having any doubts, please try to keep the message in chat box. So we don't want to waste the time. Prompt engineering course last date will be 24th of August. I think so. Any doubts about the content, please try to keep the message here itself. So that's all for today. Then we'll wait for the results. In between, I will give you a attendance link for you. Hope you can follow the attendance link. So just please go through your attendance link. I'm just keeping the attendance link. Ashrit, thank you ma'am, thank you. Bhavani Reddy, thank you. So I have shared you the attendance link for the day 22. Please fill it. Okay, execution will be completed, then you can see the output results. So now I just want to click on this. See here, that is all I am telling. You have to install the libraries, then it can load retrain of your all type of requirement models what you're having with your LLM mode and type of selective prompt. Then you can see your particular requirement. So here I am taking here a courier floating on the city describe about the new content generations of data. Here you want to take which type of one thing you want to take. Okay, so here I am taking some particular requirements. Genre I am selecting, and tone which type of tone. So I am selecting POV, means which type of content you need, and length how much you need, medium or longer, shorter or something. Then next to which persons it can, adult purpose, the structure how you need, mystery type or something. Then after that you have to take this content, just add more content. So I have given like this. So you have to enter your objective part. Along with that you have to select how you need your particular generating of the story writing. Then you have to click on it. Then if you are clicking, then it can start to generate the story assistant. So now you just wait for the results. Then you can see the output results, how it's trying to give the generation of the story. So in between having any doubts, please try to give the message. Thank you Sonal, thank you Bharat sir, thank you. So thank you all, thanks for joining for the session. Just wait for the results, then you can leave the session after completion. So in between we just try to do the conversation. If any person want to get the new content, please try to give try to share this particular information with all people. Please do like, share and comment, and try to suggest this information who are trying to get the new content information in a different way. So just please suggest this prompt engineering, so they will also get some idea about this particular thing. Then you can see, so it's trying to generate the content. So title it have taken, and one sentence it's a story, and 5 bullet points. So like that it's trying to generate those contents, you can see. So here you can see it's taking the world seems to be a run cooperation. So here like that it's trying to generate the new sentence. So whatever you're giving the main objective along with your particular requirements, then it's taking the title and story, and it's giving some particular content like this. So that's all for today, how to do the story generation using the prompt engineering. Yeah, that's all for today. Having any doubts, please keep the message. Ma'am, if any data set you can upload and Google Color. Actually, this is about the prompt engineering based, right? No need to upload any type of databases because the LLM models already available directly. If you want to do the uploading of the database, then we have to take that particular information for the fine tuning. Yeah, we are having that particular options also. No need to worry about it. Actually, what is that? If you want to get the better output, that LLM models only you have to take. Understand, ma'am, generate the uses of LLM model which consumes the heavy data. Okay, fine. That is only. Actually, I am showing the content only, but when we don't have any discussion at the time, I am opening the OBS. Hope you can understand. Yeah, that's all for today. Having any doubts, just keep the message, and I already shared the attendance link. Please follow that. That's all for today. Thank you all.
Good evening everyone. Good evening, Professor Bharat Singh. Good evening, Jai Mishra. Welcome to the day 6 session of AI driven business. Registration. Registration link, are you asking about the registration link? I think it will be in the comment, or it will be in the description of the video. Check it out, or I'll send it in the chat later. Registration for what? For the internship or for the live? What registration link you're asking about? Good evening, Dr. Babita Prem. Good evening. Let's just wait for a few minutes, everyone, so that everyone can join and we can start the session of day 6. Good evening. Good evening, Pia. Good evening, Bridge IT. Good evening. Good evening, Omka. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, everyone. Good evening, Bala Roshan Kumar. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Good evening, Raghu A. Good evening. Okay, so good evening, everyone. So let's start the session for today. Okay, so as we seen in the last session, so today we're gonna see what are the things we are gonna do in the hands-on session. What are all the things we are gonna create in the dashboards, or what are all the types of things we are gonna do. Okay, so we're gonna use the Airtable application or any other application. Okay, so let's get into it. So what are all the things? Let's see what are all the things we're gonna do, and let's do it. Okay. So today, so we'll see in what format we'll create a sample dashboard, and what are all the user accesses or logins, how to do that, and the data input process, how to input our master lead data into any application, and how to do it, all those things. Okay, so first, today's goal, as I said earlier, so by the end of today, understand what makes a good lead good lead dashboard. If we create a lead dashboard, if it is in a way, how it will be in a good way. Okay, and good evening, everyone. And know how to design dashboards for different user roles. Okay, so depending on the roles, we'll see how to create different dashboards. Yeah, there are different roles, right? So as I said earlier, there's sales, and there's marketing, there's HR. There are particularly different roles when it comes to different departments. So we'll see how to create dashboards based on all those departments. Okay, and be able to set up secure logins and permissions. So we're gonna create a secure how the access of admin will be, and what are all the things they can see, and other personals, what are all the things they can see when they log in using their individual account, like all those things. Okay. And lastly, create a structured data input process so your system stays clean and automation friendly. Okay, so as we seen earlier, a master lead data sheet can be used in many applications tools. So we'll see in what way the process should be, so that it can be accessible and usable in all other applications. Okay, so that's the goal of today. So let's get into it. So there will be some theories, and we'll get to I'll showcase you the dashboard I've created, and you try to create it on your own. And in the next session, I'll do the dashboard in a step-by-step process, so that you can see what are all the things you missed. Okay, so why dashboards matter in lead ops? Okay, in our lead operation, we gathered all those data from many places in all places. Okay, and when it comes to regions, there will be more expansion in data. Okay, so that's why this dashboard is useful and matters in creating in our leads. Okay, so when we create a dashboard, we can see and visualize the data, so that we know and make decisions, particular decisions, and based on the data we can make best decisions out of it when we can visualize the data. Okay, so if I want to say the visualized data will be in a particular format, I'll showcase you later, so that the decisions can be made easier. Okay, so that's why the dashboards are matter. So here those are the points I'm trying to show here. Yeah, well built dashboard centralize information, so all the data in the in our master lead sheet will be present in that one particular dashboard, one particular screen. Okay, and if you want any particular information from it, it can be gathered there, it can be accessed there. Okay, that's what the first point is. Centralizes information. Okay, so one screen for lead status, source and performance, all those things, and improves decision making. Okay, so if we have that large amount of data and all the data in a singular place, we can make decision efficiently in that one particular place. Okay, so that's the second thing I'm trying to show here. Improves decision making. Okay, see which campaigns and roles perform best. Okay, so that's the second point. And the third thing, boosts accountability. Okay, so if everything is in one place, we can access all those things, it will be easy. And if there is a problem, or if there is a situation, we can account it, or point finger in a particular place, so that it can be solved. Okay, so that's the third point, boost accountability. Team sees their targets and progress. Okay, so it will be easy for them to make perfect sales and marketing. Okay, and the last thing, reduces clutter. Okay, so filtered role specific views. Okay, as we said earlier, the dashboard will also be in a row specific view. So if a salesperson is viewing the dashboard, it will only showcase their particular data. Okay, and if a marketing personnel is viewing the dashboard, it will only showcase their particular data. And when it comes to HR, they will particularly select a domain and will give access to them. Okay, so that's how the well built dashboard will work. Okay, so good evening everyone. Good evening Manjula Shetty, Nitya. Good evening AKM Tuludul Alam Khan. Good evening SR Video Reels. Good evening. Okay, good evening Padmashran Mathelagan. Good evening. Okay, thank you. Good evening Krishvik Mehendi artist. Good evening. Okay, so that's what we're gonna see here. So types of dashboards for lead management. So in what are all the types are there? So as I said earlier, we're gonna particularly separate the dashboards based on the interest. So dashboards types as I given in the left side, and all the purposes and what their uses, all those things. Okay, so let's get into it fastly, so that we can see the physical format of our creation, or the digital format of our creation in the Airtable. Okay, so the first thing, sales dashboard, as the name suggests. So it will particularly the data for the particular sales personals. Those particular data will only be available to them. Okay, so that's the sales dashboard. Good evening Rizwana. Good evening. So track assigned leads and conversion rates. Okay, so based on that, that particular sales data will be visualized there, so that they can track the particular leads and assign their conversation based on that. Okay, so if they are in the first stage, or if they are in the second stage, like that. So typical users, sales reps and manager. Okay, so they both can particularly watch or access to that particular dashboard. Okay, so key features: leads by stage, as I said earlier, are they in the first stage, second stage, like that. So leads by stage, follow up, due dates. Okay, so how their progress is and what is the due date for them to complete the process of that particular lead, like that. And the conversion rate will also be there. Okay, and lastly, the second thing will be the marketing dashboard. Okay, as the name suggests, it will contain the leads, depends on the marketing personnel. So who are all the new ones and what are all the things we can market to them, like that. So purpose: track campaign performance, so how the advertisement on the events, all those things are performing, and make use of it. And typical users will be the only marketing team will have access to those things. And key features: leads by source, okay, by ad, performance, and return on interest. So all those things will be available in that particular marketing dashboard. Okay, so they can have access to in which source the leads are coming from, and how the ad we posted in different social media is performing, and the return on investment in different sectors, all those things. Okay, so the third thing will be the manager dashboard. Good evening. So manager dashboard will have the overall overview of all items. Okay, management, so that he can have access to all the things and manage based on the ups and downs. Okay, so like that he will have access to it. So total leads, all the leads, and regional performance, how particular region is performing, and funnel health. Okay, so based on the performance and based on the needs, he will make decisions out of it. Okay, so oops dashboard. Okay, it's gonna be the operation dashboard, where we'll have the monetization of the operations. Okay, so that if a particular sales will increase or decreasing, the health of it. Okay, so monitor data health, and syncs is the data which is created from Facebook ads or Instagram ads is getting synced and all those things. So that particular dashboard will given access to the admins and data operations. Okay, like that. So if I am conducting or having a clothing brand, I have access to all those data, like that. So duplicate rates, sync status, automation errors are the key features where we can avoid duplicate rates of the data. And sync status, how that particular data coming from the social media or leads, Facebook leads or Instagram leads is getting particularly synced to the whole CRM, and automation is happening. So these are all the 4 dashboards I've showcased here, and we'll create these particular dashboards and usefully visualize the tasks, like that. Okay, so choosing your dashboard platform. So here is the main important point where we need to choose a particular tool or platform or application where we are gonna create a dashboard and visualize our data. Okay, so first we have to have the all the idea about the application and how it works, all those things. Okay, and what are all the features that can we make better use of the application, and is there more advanced application available in the market, like that, all those things. The first Airtable interface, so that's what I already used to showcase you certain things, and I'm gonna also use it today to showcase you the particular dashboards I've created. So Airtable interface, quick, no code, there is no need for coding. We can drag and drop the elements and create a particular application. And role based access. Okay, so these are all the Airtable interfaces. Okay, so these are all the things we need. Okay, so if someone don't know coding language, they can also use the Airtable, and we can also create the role based access, which is our important thing. So we'll create the databases and dashboards in that role based manner. So next, Google Data Studio or Looker Studio they call. Okay, so it's a visual analytics from Sheets and CRM. Okay, so we can create our data directly to that Looker Studio and visualize the data based on our interest. Okay, so that's application also available. You can make use of it. And Nota database. Okay, so it is a light dashboard tool. Okay, and team docs in one place. So it is like cardboard or a single entity space where you can make particular use of the collected data. And lastly, and the fourth thing will be the read tool, which will be custom internal tools. It is an application or extension which will be used to visualize the particular data or dashboards. Okay. And lastly, CRM built-in dashboard. CRM built-in dashboard, well, we seen the HubSpot application, right? So there is also dashboard that we can also create dashboards in the, let me just showcase it to you. This is the give me a second. Here you can see this is the particular application. So I will logged into the particular HubSpot application. So you can see all that marketing guide, sales guide, all those things which is given. And here in the side place you can see the visualization tool. So here we can use this key points to visualize our dashboards. Here you can see there is a dashboard icon. In here the data which got transfer from a Google Sheet or any other source will get updated and automatically get visualized. We can set it to automatically visualize the data which is getting sent as a lead, and we can also create our own dashboard. Okay, so in the this is the example of particular dashboard which is a built-in dashboard in the particular CRM. Okay, so that's the thing here. And Airtable, let me just showcase it to you. Google Looker Studio Google. So this is the Google application where we can transfer the data and make use of all those things. Okay, this is an example of our particular visualization works. If we import the data, okay, so we can use our own data to visualize the particular different types of visualization. Okay, so this is how that will be visualized. So all those tools will also be in that particular manner only. Okay, Maniraj JSJ, good evening. So user login and permission setup. Okay, so here we created the dashboard. We given all those different types of dashboard, but the particular personnel has to be the only one who has to open that thing and use of it. And not everyone can use that. So we have to give a login type authorization and permission setup, so that not everybody can log in there and make use of it. So that's what we are going to do. Okay, so here that's what I'm trying to show you. Security plus clarity equal to better performance. Okay, so if we have a security function, there will be clarities that who are all using that particular element or who are all using other particular element like that. So there will be clarity. So that's what will give the better performance, so that they know what is the thing they are doing, and it will lead in better performance. So best practices, role based access from day 3, which will be admin, role based access, all dashboards and raw data. So if I, as an example, I said I'm starting a clothing brand and doing all those sales and stuff. So if I'm starting a clothing brand and doing all those sales and stuff, I will have access to all the data and all the dashboards. So that's the first thing, role based access, admin, so all dashboards and raw data. Second, the sales personnel, only assigned leads. Okay, so the particular sales dashboard we created and the particular leads will only be the access given to them. And the marketing, all leads plus campaign data. Okay, so that particular all leads, all new leads and came leads will be given to them, so that they can market the particular new product and particular things, all that. And plus campaign data. Okay, so it will be generated from all the outsources. Lastly, viewer, who can only read only the reports. Okay, so they can't make changes. Okay, so separate credentials per person. Okay, second point, where we have separate credentials, so that they have particular username and particular password. Everyone can have their individual thing like that. So that's what separate credential per person, no shared logins. So that can basically it will separate the workflow and make a perfect or a better performance in that way. Okay, and the third thing, limit edit rights. Okay, so that not everyone can edit the everything. So that limit edit rights, and a particular sales personnel can only edit the sales data, and the admin can edit everything like that. So based on the use cases, we'll limit their power regarding the editation. Okay, so limit edit rights to sensitive fields, example lead id, add data added, like those things. Okay, so that's the thing which we have to do based on the performance and the user logins, all those things. And example login matrix, so how to structure that login matrix and how to give access. So as I said earlier, admin can have access to the customer relationship management application, and all those data regarding it, admin can have access to it. And the sheets which is gathering the data. Okay, and the dashboard which is visualizing that particular data, he can have, or he or she can have all that access, or that particular organization have all that access based on all the things. So full edit, so they will have all the permission. Okay, so Jashwant, good evening. Thank you for joining. So next thing will be this the sales team, which will have they will have the access to CRM view. Okay, so they have to control the they are the power core of the customer relationship management. So they have to have the view and a filtered sheet view. Okay, so that have the particular data regarding that sales data only be given access to them, and permission edit only assigned leads. Okay, so that's the thing. And in the marketing, they will also have access to the CRM and add platform dashboards. Okay, so they will have the dashboards regarding the marketing and how the ads are working in all those particular applications. Okay, so we will also divide based on the applications how they performing, so that particular application will be given to them. Okay, and lastly, edit campaigns and notes. Okay, they have the permission to edit campaigns and notes, so that they can make an advertisement out of it. Okay, Donald, good evening. So lastly, viewer read only dashboards, which will be read only dashboard. So viewers can only read, they can't edit anything. Okay, so no edit rights, the permission will be not given to them. So that's the thing. Saliketh Ponnamanda, good evening. So let's get to the next thing, data input process. Okay, step by step, what are all the how the way the data are going to be processed. Okay, so all the things. Okay, so as we already seen, we created a master sheet based on it. So we structure how the master sheet should be, so that that's the same things we have to be particular format, so that the automation and all the AI can work with the particular data. So a clean data input process ensures no missing fields, there have to be no nil values, so no missing fields, and no typos. There don't have to be any leads of data misleads due to a typos. Okay, so we have to type it clearly. And lastly, smooth automation triggers. So due to this particular data in this particular format, we can automatically derive the particular data and create a automation based on it. Okay, and lastly, capture point. Okay, so capture point will be the form where we use the Google form type form, so that they data they can fill the forms and give us the the leads will be gathered, and that particular lead will be sent to the CRM form. Okay, so these are all the three forms, which will be normal form, Google form, type form. We already showcased you the Google form and how that a particular data works, you all know. And that's the same process for the type form too. And the CRM form, which is the built-in form in the customer relationship management application, there is also form in that particular application built in. So if you use that form, the data will be straightly gathered in the in the application. Okay, there are slight pros and cons based on the type of form we use. Okay, and lastly, ads lead form. Okay, so the marketing ads all we post, okay, it will have the form, and that particular data will also be sent to the application. Okay, so that's the capture point where the particular format in particular format we have to give the their form, so that they can answer and register or apply or fill the form in that particular format, so that we can easily automate the task. Okay, Deepak, I go ahead. Good evening. Good evening. So second will be the validation. Okay, so drop down leads. Okay, so as we seen in the as we seen in the Yotsna Shri Anki, good evening, good evening. So as I shown in the particular Google sheet, there will be drop downs there, and we will make use of the drop downs, right? So like that. Here you can see there are particular drop downs and a particular session. So like that only we have to make particular validations, data validations in that particular data. Okay, it can be anywhere. So drop down list, job role, source, status, we have to make all the options in a drop down way or in a particular way, so that the leads or the personals can only apply the functions. Okay, so that they can only access the particular element we have given. Okay, Wilson Paul, good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining. And lastly, mandatory elements, mandatory fields, which will be the name of the personal or lead or email source. It has to be there in the data or in the master lead, so that we can make use of it. Okay, if this particular data is not there, that lead is a lost lead. Okay, so we can't make use of it. So there has to be that. And lastly, the assignment, which will be auto assigned by job role. Okay, take a one point and make it as an centralized key, so that everything will be branched or assigned out based on that particular element. Okay, job role, region, via Zapier or table application, we can use that application to automate the time. Okay, and if that particular thing is satisfied, do this thing. If this particular thing is satisfied, do this, like that. So if there is A, do this. If there is B, do this, like that. We have to automate the task. Okay, so notify assigned team member instantly. So if that particular data is gathered or lead is gathered, inform that particular team, sales team, your data is ready, or marketing team, your data is ready, like that. We have to notify. Okay, so that's the third assignment. And lastly, last but not the fourth thing, step 4, there will also step 5. So in initial update. Okay, so sales team will get update status of how the data is, where it is from, all those things. Contacted after first outreach, it will change it to contacted. That new lead, where you can see in the sheet we got it as a here the data is a new data. Alright, but after making through it and talking and doing all those things, it will get changed to contacted field. It will get changed. Okay, so that's the second thing. That's the fourth step, where initial updation will happen. Okay, so like that. So that's the step 4, update status, contacted after first outreach. Marketing, add campaign add campaign tag if relevant. Okay, so if that particular data came from the campaign, if we target, the marketing team will have better use of that, how many people are gathered using that. Okay, and step 5, ongoing maintenance. Okay, so by particular time interval we have to do all those things. Okay, weekly data cleanup, remove duplicates, fill missing info, all those things. So by weekly time we have to take charge of the data and clean it up in a particular interval, or we have to automate the task. Okay, so remove duplicates, okay, based on same or repeated data, like that, and fill missing info. There has to be no nil values. If there is nil values, we can do the automation. Like, so monthly review of drop down options and the sources. Okay, so how that month's conversion rate and the sales rate has been done, all those things. Okay, so those are all the 5 steps in our that's the 5 steps in data input process. Okay, so how the data has to be gathered and how to be inserted. Lastly, example, so role based Airtable dashboard setup. So how to and create a dashboard based on roles. So sales dashboard, here we'll use the Kanban view. There is a Kanban view in the Airtable. We can use that to view by status of that particular lead, and filtered for assigned to, if that particular leads are assigned to particular personal, we'll visualize it based on that particular personal. Okay, So like that, add the marketing dashboard, chart view of leads by source, table view for campaign tags. Okay, so chart view based on the lead, by if that lead, particular lead came from Instagram, it will be visualized in that particular chart, and if it is from the Facebook, it will be visualized somewhere else. Okay, like that. And lastly, the manager dashboard, where summary blocks. Okay, so he will have all the access to it, right? The manager, he will has to manage, so that we have to give access to every data. So summary block, total leads by region, and the conversion rates, all those things, the total data and how they're performing, so he will take care of it. And lastly, operation dashboard, the admin has to see to it, so how the operations are going, and all those coming and out of the data, and product sales, like that, all those things. So table with automation logs and error flags. So that way, in there also we can see how that particular automation is working, or are there any errors, or is there anything we need to change and make clarify out of it. So if there you can see in that operation system, you can see it and make use of it. Okay, and the assignment which I'm gonna give it to you, so I'm gonna showcase you the the particular dashboard I've created in the Airtable application. So you see it and recreate that particular dashboard. Okay, so I'm gonna showcase it to try to recreate it in that particular application or any other application. It will be easy, and in the next session I'm tell you step by step how I created that particular application. Okay, so choose your dashboard tool. It can be Airtable, Data Studio, Notion, CRM, it can be anything. I'm gonna showcase it to you in that Airtable application. So build at least 2 role based dashboard. So I'm gonna showcase you sales sales dashboard, manager dashboard, and how I set up the logins and all those things. Okay, so set up user logins and assign permission. I'm gonna also showcase it to you how I done that, and write down your data entry checklist. Okay, so all mandatory fields filled. Okay, everything we given in the master data, and a drop down used for control fields, and in that particular field how we use the drop down to make use of it, and status updated after every interaction. Okay, so status updation of it after every interaction. So this is how the an example how a dashboard should look. So sales dashboard, so I've given here where the total of the leads has been showcased here. Okay, and where they came from, and the status of that particular lead in the percentage, and the color variation, and what are all the leads, and who are all we assigned to them, and status of leads in the day manner or the month manner. Okay, so this is how. So let me showcase you. So summary is we're gonna leave, you can create a dashboard for each role. You can control access securely, so that not everybody can access it. So you have a documented data input process, where in a particular format we will get the data and process it, and you can maintain clean automation ready lead data. Okay, so let me showcase it to you, the table. So this is my account. Okay, so here I have created all the dashboards. Okay, so this is the first one I created, which is going to be the sales dashboard. Okay, so I will use the Airtable to create it. Okay, if you want to create here, if you want to create a dashboard, nothing here, plus the create icon, and build an app on your own. Okay, so here use this is be our home page. Okay, here we will first create our data, our master data. Using this particular data, we are going to automate the task. Okay, so automate is particular task, and the interface, how the front end should look, how the interface should look, we will do here, and how the data should be collected will be in this particular form. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to show here. So this will be my data. Okay, here you can see this is the sales dashboard. There are data, we inserted some dummy data and use that to showcase it to you. So these are all the leads. Okay, for example. Okay, so these are all the leads that gathered here, and who are all assigned will be, we can assign to, using that example we created. It can be designed, so that when we create or filter using particular element, so we can see if that particular personal is getting their value, like that. Okay, so we can see the particular lead assigned to Meena here has conversion rate. They converted that particular lead and that value is somewhat $25,000 for example. Okay, so this is how we have to create that particular dashboard. Okay, so you can create it using the R table. Okay, so try to do it in your own way, and in the next session I'll do it in step by step manner. And this is the pipeline where I've used as I said earlier, the Kanban board where you can see every particular lead and their information. Okay, so how this is the first lead and what is his role and in what website he came from and what is his phone number and the due date of his useful case and a WhatsApp link. Everything has to be everything about that particular lead will be there. Okay, and he is a new lead and he is a contact lead, and using this also we can sort it out. Okay, so if you only want if you only want that particular new lead or like that, we can filter it out. Okay, so that's how we will do it. So this is the Kanban board which is like an notepad like format, so we can make use of all the data based on a particular lead, and everything regarding that particular lead will be in that particular Kanban. Okay, so next thing will be the follow-up dues. Okay, so these leads this is the follow-up leads data where they has to contact them and make use of them, but they did not do it, so they are in this format. So here this particular data or a lead has been lost. Okay, so they has been lost, they can't be contacted, and this particular lead has been converted, and this particular lead is in in an process, and we can also add a particular data manually, or we can automate that task. Okay, so this is how a particular dashboard for sales has to be visualized. So this is the data I've given here, and I know example dummy data I've created here. So I've given some names and assigned some role to them, and their number and emails, and who I'm assigning to them, and what are the status, their value, source, data added, due date, profile photo, notes, WhatsApp link, email link, data added, and is overdue, date until due, like that, their payment details, all those things. Okay, so this is how we should give the data, and we will create the automation. If you want the data, we can automate the data. Here I've created the interface. Okay, here I've created an interface, how that should look. It has to be in a color, it has to be in a count, like that. And when it comes to the pipeline, I've used the Kanban board. Okay, so when I can collect it, and can I change it, all those things. Okay, so if I want, I can change all this visualization type of it, change from Kanban to list, it can change to. Okay, and we can save it, but we'll have the Kanban. Okay, Kanban board. So this is how we can create it. So try to create it in your own and see to it. So in the next session I'll make use of all those things in a step by step manner. I create it so that if you have any doubts, you can make use of it. Let me just showcase you another Airtable visualization or the application I've created. This is the manager dashboard. So this is the manager dashboard. Okay, so he can view the total number of leads and how the progress is going, in what event the lead came from, all those things. I've inputted some less data, so there will be no major changes. And here in the operation icon, how that operation is going, and if we have any automation operation too, there we will also add it. Okay, so this is our data, and this is the some model data I've given added. Okay, to visualize this particular board. Okay, so this is how I created the manager dashboard, and this is permission and login manager system where our particular employees have access to particular elements like that. So as we said earlier, Emily is the particular person has access to editor, they can edit, and creator who can create. Read only is an is a viewer only, so he can only read only. They can't interface with it. Okay, support staff, creator, like that, different categories. Okay. Lastly, operation hygiene. Okay, so how that operation is going on and all those things. This is my employee and how that our lead and how that is going on. Okay, so this is based on our employees and how they're performing. So our Patel is an employee and how are they representing all those things. Okay, lead entry, how that entered, and who is it that particular lead is getting assigned to, and lead Kanban, the Kanban type data or a representation, visual representation of the lead data, and timeline of when the data has been gathered, all those things. Okay, so this is how we should create the dashboard in the or the visualizations in the art table, and we will also upgrade it to it in this manner. We can also do it. I'll showcase you in the next session. Okay, so thank you everyone, thank you for joining. We'll try to do the create your own dashboard and or role based dashboard in the art table. Okay, try to create a sales dashboard, try to create a manager dashboard, and separately create a user login, like a permission based, who can get all those permissions, and lastly data entry checklist. Okay, so how the data is coming in, and lastly how that getting assigned to whom, and all those things. So thank you everyone. If you have any doubts, ask me. Thank you Ashraf Arfat, thank you. Thank you